What does it mean when we talk economic and financial inclusion? So that some of us on this side will know whether we are included or excluded, and they begin to chase it.
Okay, it's all right. Thank you so much, my brother. Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, our dear viewers from wherever you are looking at us from. So, economic and financial inclusion, as it were, for person to have access to formal financial services, of course, and also economic opportunities, for all Nigerians. So, financial inclusion, has to do with maybe getting onboarded, from the informal sector into the formal. For example, now you have been onboarded to have your BVN, and then you open an account, of course, to have access basic financial services like savings, credit, insurance, pensions, and other forms of streams of financial services. So this is the conventional, financial inclusion perspective, while the economic inclusion, has to do with the, those economic opportunities, gainfully employed, doing one or two things, and if there's any, economic opportunities either from the government or private sector, you should, and of course you deserve a right to also get onboarded. So what we're trying to say is that the two, need to work together, because while you have access to financial services, there's also a need for an enabler, which is the economic inclusion, so that it can sustain you within the access space. If you open an account, you are formally, within the formal regulated entities like financial services providers, there's also a need for you, to have some activities that will back it up, right? For you to remain, active in the usage. So if you look at it, there are, factors attached to it. For example, the kind of financial services that is being provided for you, that gives that is about, a quality of service in addition to the access itself, which we spoke about. So basically, we're talking about economic opportunities and financial inclusion. When you are in there, then you are deemed to be financially included. Good morning.
I want you to throw more light on the economic inclusion. What are the programs really that the government is looking at to make people economically inclusive?
Well, anyway, in terms of the way I refer to it as economic opportunities, we have a full-blown ministry that is humanitarian, and which champion initiatives such as social investment programs of government, all these conditional cash transfer, all these other initiatives that government in, even the food security and anything that will bring every economically active Nigerians to have access to basic economic opportunities and remain, within the economic space, for him to be economically, gainfully employed or something. So all those ones are part and parcels of economic inclusion. It's actually broader, because anything that makes you to be active and of course have basic access, I think you are deemed to be economically, what they call it.
You see, I actually asked